Yes, people, welcome back to the One True Red podcast, and we are live on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, then do get involved in the chat. Do send us your comments, and we're going to get started. We're going to talk about Liverpool this week because Newcastle kind of flopped our agenda for this week. We were hoping to talk about whether or not Arsenal are going to make top two, but yeah, unfortunately, Newcastle didn't get the result today. So Arsenal have qualified for Champions League. Congratulations, Mikey. Congratulations, CT.
Your guys' creative license was running wild in the last pod. That's the problem.
Yeah. So instead, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about Liverpool anyway. Despite the fact that they've strolled comfortably to the league, Uche and Eki, you would have seen on social media the pictures of the Liverpool players celebrating in Dubai this week. They've had a hard, tough week. After the joy of Arsenal last week, they flew straight out to Dubai. We had Arne Slot at Ocean Beach getting serenaded by a bunch of scantily clad women with spelling out the word champions. We had the players in the pool. It's been a tough life for them. I know it's anticlimactic for you, Aki, but the players are enjoying life.
Low blow.
But despite us enjoying life and strolling to the league this year, there is some work to be done this summer because quite a few of our players are in different positions in terms of contract. We've had the Trent announcement. He's already out. And this afternoon, in the last couple of hours, we've had an announcement that Jeremy Frimpong Uche, here we go, as our mate Fabrizio would say. Here we go. He's passed his first part of his medical, apparently, and he looks to be sealing a £30 million move to Liverpool as our new right back.
Happy days, right? Happy days. What can we say? You know, this is why you've got to love this club the way they are at the moment, because we always ready. You know, my biggest fear, I said in the last pod, I think we talked about it, about the whole Trent being quite sad by such a world-class player going. But the bottom line is we cannot go with just Connor. And straight away, we responded accordingly and got somebody who I think, at least from an attacking perspective, can give us something, dribble in, make things happen. Obviously, a different, always going to be a different player to Trent because there's nothing like Trent out there. So I'm very, very happy with this signing. Hopefully, the medical is going to be completed tomorrow. That's the kind of thing that you need to be doing when you're champions. You need to, go for it. And I'm very, very excited, and I hope it completes tomorrow without any issues. And then we can move on to the next targets, because there is a few that I think we should still address. But it's coming. Yeah. So far, so good.
So far, so good. And yeah, we're going to address all the other targets as well. Mikey, CT, as outsiders looking in, Trent's gone, obviously.
What about the other Liverpool fan?
Yeah, I'm coming to you. Quiet. You've probably not even heard of Jeremy Frimpong anyway. I'm just going to get the outside view, and then I'm going to come to you as well. Mikey, CT, what are you saying about Frimpong? Do you rate him as a player? I know he's different to Trent, but Trent's gone. So what do we say?
CT, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. He's a decent player. He's a very good sort of right-sided player. I wouldn't call him a right back out and out, but he's a very good player. He's very attacking, skillful, very quick. It'd be interesting to see the balance with him and Salah down that right channel, because he likes that wing. So what's going to happen there? You're going to have to change your game. It's not going to be... I don't really see him as feeding Salah as such as the way Trent did. So that's going to be very interesting to see how that dynamic works. But it's a very good sign. At that price, it's a steal as well. So you're going to have to change your game. And it'd be interesting to hear Salah's view about it as well. Because that right channel is his, isn't it? So
the guy wants beef already. Wants beef.
Good signing.
So,
Mikey, over to you.
As Uche was kind of suggesting that Conor Bradley isn't the one for this season, I was kind of thinking in terms of playing style, you might actually end up playing Conor Bradley and Frimpong down that right side with Salah moving central. Yeah. I can easily see that happen. That gives more balance in terms of the team. You need a striker. Salah's your best goal scorer. He ends up in central positions anyway a lot. and Frimpong is a good attacking player, and he'll give good defensive cover to Bradley because he probably will need it. So yeah, no, good signing overall, good price. Acted quickly, secured it. We move.
They worried. You can see how they kind of.
No, I'm not.
They're trying to give it up, but it's like it's hurting somewhere.
You know why I'm not? Because we'll address some of the other parts of this mechanics.
And Aki, your turn now. We're over to you.
Yeah, very happy. I think he's going to be a good signing for us. Add to the Dutch contingent, so we've got him now. Van Dijk, Gravenberch. Well, one more, right?
Maybe Gakpo.
Yeah, Gakpo as well. So
this is why you were last, Aki. You can't even remember the players we got now, let alone the ones we're signing.
Come on. Everyone forgets the player's name. Come on. Anyway, it's a good signing. I think he's got potential to improve defensively as well. But going forward, for the last 2 seasons, he's got, I think he scored 5 goals this season, got like 4 or 5 assists, and I think last season he got into double figures. So, yeah, high hopes. Also a steal at that price as well, really. And I think just to address what Mikey said, I don't think Salah's ever going to play as our number 9. He's never ever played there for us. He always drifts in from the wing into a central position. So I don't see an occasion where we play Connor and Frimpong unless there's some mad injuries in our team.
I mean, I wouldn't disagree because I don't think I can't remember he's ever been played there before, but doesn't mean that he can't, especially as he's getting older in years. He won't have to do as much tracking, but he doesn't do that much now anyway.
He's already been released from defensive responsibility, so
exactly. So
he might as well be the striker.
It's not crazy. I don't think it's going to happen, to be honest, unless it's a case of we're chasing a game and we've got no one else to bring on. But
if it's not going to happen, then you have to call into question how it's going to work then, because as Craig said,
we play 4-2-3-1, so we got 2.
No, not structurally wise. In terms of gameplay, Trent would release the ball. Some would call it spamming, but he's getting the ball forward quickly and he's releasing Salah quickly. Frimpong isn't going to be doing that unless he just conforms to what he's being asked to do and loses what we see as his skill set in terms of dribbling and attacking. But it'll be interesting.
I think we'll see a lot of overloads. We'll see a lot of overloads and doubling up. And actually, I think on the right-hand side, we're going to be a lot more attacking and a lot more dangerous, because now we're not just going to have Salah coming in. He's always going to cut in. We're going to have threat on the wings because we're going to have Frimpong hugging that line and Salah coming off. So that's going to make it very difficult to defend against. So
I'd just like to be clear. You are not going to be more dangerous than when you had Trent and Salah.
Oh, well, let's see.
You bring the numbers. You're the stats man, and I don't want fake stats. You bring the numbers.
He hasn't signed yet, so let's see next season. What I'm saying,
we go, mate. Here we go.
Potentially on the right-hand side, we're going to have something a lot more different. We're going to have someone hogging the line in Frimpong, and someone who's going to come.
Who's going to defend then if he's hogging the line and Salah's inside?
Well, as I said already, we've got 2. We play 4-2-3-1.
No, I asked who's defending. I didn't ask the formation.
So one of the 2 that's in the pivot will be like tasked with covering that. Same with Trent, to be honest with you. Like, so this season it was Ryan Gravenberch that was tasked with covering Trent whenever Trent went forward. So it'd be exactly the same thing. So I don't really get the question.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought Soboslai was doing a lot of the covering on that side. But I'm not a Liverpool fan. I'll leave it to you guys to argue it out.
Played more further forward.
It was a bit of both. It depended. It depended on opposition. Depended on the opposition's formation. It was a bit of both. A lot of the time, you would find Konate going out to the right back position as well. You find what's his name, Gravenberch, also doing that. And sometimes Szoboszlai will come deeper, not necessarily into the right back position, but will come deeper to cover that right channel. But Uche, you was going to say about how you think it could work.
Yeah, I'm saying that, we know if you go follow this, what this coach does, a lot of it is going to come out on preseason, what he feels. The reason I really wanted someone for Bradley's position is mainly because of fitness and being inexperienced. So you've covered that. So ideally, if everyone is fit, you might do we might see some of what Mikey might be suggesting. Not necessarily might not be up front, but at least you could make those changes. You can actually pretty much find a way to play all three on that right-hand side and mix it up, confuse the opposition. For example, this season, we saw a lot of Diaz. We did not see that coming. Like we saw a lot of Diaz playing up front, probably a quarter of the matches up front this season, which is not something that you saw, coming. So there's a lot of adjustments that gets made during games, in games, and this is what the manager is good at doing. So just having that option is really what I'm most excited about, so that we're not relying on this kid, to play right back after Trent. That's the biggest thing for me. That's the biggest win by far. So whatever ends up happening, I'm going to be happy with it because at least we have that option to do things with it.
And by the kid, I don't want to see Diaz playing up front next season either, to be fair. I don't think it'll be a great success this season. I think we need to have a proper number 9 up front. So we need to get rid of Nunez and we need to buy either.
Thank you. Let the host kind of lead and you follow, please.
But what I'm just following up on what Uche said about Diaz. I don't want to be seeing him there next season, really up front, and that applies to Salah as well.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's going to be him up front. I was more like saying that some of the things that we saw this season we did not see coming up when the season started, and he ended up adjusting to the opposition sometimes and changing things up. So with this Frimpong thing, we're here debating is all well and good, but I could easily see Frimpong, deputizing maybe for Salah when Salah goes on Nations Cup. It could be further forward, like CT said, or further back. You're just having that option to be able to do these kind of different options is what I'm trying to say. Not necessarily just as a right back. It can actually be underlapping, overlap. It all depends on your position. That's what this manager has showed us he can do. He changes things up.
But my only thing with this signing is that you guys, well, not you guys specifically, well, one of you guys were actually on Trent's back about defending. Frimpong ain't known for his defending. So it doesn't kind of solve that issue. Will you guys be looking at his defensive displays, or will you be looking more into his attacking displays?
Well, you know the answer.
I think Frimpong as a winger.
But he's 23 years old, so he has like a lot of room for improvement. Both
there ain't gonna be no improvement.
So unoffensively.
That's what I'm trying to say. So he's going to be set for some criticism, yeah.
Well, no,
exactly.
As a right back, no matter how good you are offensively, you still need to be able to do the basics defensively. You're never going to be like,
he's not being brought in. He's not being brought in for that. So on what Craig is saying, I think if people are going to be fair, if you're looking for a better defender than Trent, that wasn't it. That's not the signing you're making, is it? Let's be honest. You're not going to be making different points. So clearly, he's telling you what the manager wants. He wants an attacking player who's going to be doing more damage attacking than defending. Because at the end of the day, when you play probably 60-70% of people in this league, we're going to be making them defend more than attacking. So I've never been concerned about it. But Craig, call out the names who you're aiming your gunshots at.
He knows who he is. He knows who he is.
No.
Whoever was calling Trent, he knows who he is.
Aki,
you on the fence as well, Ro. You on the fence a little bit, defending Trent. You on the fence a little bit.
Nah, never me.
Defense. Okay.
No, never you. You were never on the fence. You were completely against his defending.
Not completely against it. I said he can defend better.
He hasn't ever improved his defensive ability. You said.
I said his defensive ability got worse, and I stand by it. Absolutely stand by it. But on that point, Craig, if Frimpong comes in and defensively he's suspect, you will hear from me. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. If he's scoring 10 goals a game, you'll still hear from me if he's defending his whack. So no problem. No problem at all. I just wanted to. We're going to go back and talk about goalkeepers because there's going to be some movement there as well. Because obviously we're signing Mamardashvili, who we got last summer, and he's coming in this summer after a season-long loan at Valencia. So we're going to go back to talk about them. Let's just carry on with the defense for a moment, though, because we're talking about Frimpong coming in. We're talking about his attacking prowess and how good he is at attacking. Obviously, that might leave some gaps at the back. We've got an age in defense. We've got Robertson and Tsimikas over on the left-hand side, who I think it's fair to say, despite Robertson's legendary status at Liverpool, this has been probably comfortably his worst season for us, and it looks like the AU just beginning to catch up on him. Tsimikas is Tsimikas. I mean, he's had a better season than normal. We've got a comment in here from Cameron Elder. I watch Frimpong. He can defend, but he has 79 goals and assists in 120 games. That's why. Yeah, that's a fair point. He's got good stats going forward. He's got good stats going forward, so he's definitely going to add something in the absence of Trent being there. Anyone want to comment on that?
Where are those stats from?
That's what I thought. I was going to be my I know we're posting up camera and I would like to hear you being part of the chat, but sometimes when I see these kind of stats, I have to like do a check. So let's get back to you. Let's start with the checks on these stats before we start bigging up these numbers. They look exceptionally high for me. They look very
let's do that. So we'll get back to you on that one, Cameron. But going back to left-hand side, so I think it's fair to say we're definitely going to be bringing in a left back. Our Here We Go guy said that we're eyeing up a left back as well. We've been strongly linked with Kelleher since the turn of the year. However, if Kelleher is coming in, Aki, and we've got Frimpong on the left, on the right, we've got Kelleher on the left. I mean, who's defending?
I think that's a loaded question. I think personally, like in the past, on the clock, we played Robertson and Trent, and they were both attacking fullbacks. And in that formation, we were playing 4-3-3-1. So we already had like one holder in Fabinho. Whereas now, with this 4-2-3-1 formation, we're a lot more solid. So I think we can afford to have two attacking fullbacks, really. I personally think we need to get a left back, and we also probably need to get a central defender as well. I don't think Quansah is the one for me personally. I think we'd be better off telling him getting 30-40 million off Newcastle. I'd bite their hand off for that amount personally. Gomez I'd probably keep because I think he's worthwhile keeping. He's a good player, but he's always injured. And Costas, he needs to go. I think even on a free, I'll just like cancel his contract. He's not that good. Honestly, you're better off just putting in. No, I've never liked him. Always, from the first moment we bought him, I always thought he was whack, if I'm honest. And he hasn't done anything to change my opinion. He's just terrible. Honestly, he's really, really bad. You're better off just putting in like a youth prospect. At least that way you're going to give them game time, and some experience.
Before we move on, just coming back to Frimpong, I've just done a quick fact check. And Cameron, where did you get those stats from, my friend? They're quite wild.
Nigerian Daily Star.
In his career, he's got 95 goals and assists in 309 games. So I think we've gone left somewhere in terms of stats. If you're looking at Bundesliga, he's got 51 goals and assists in 133. That's decent.
That's decent.
Very, very good.
More than decent although he is quite attacking there. So good, but Cameron, we need to understand where your sources are, mate.
That's the
Same place Aki gets his one.
That's about right. Cameron, we got
AFTV. Oh my!
That's why. Now
that's
we
understand.
like,
Cameron. That's what we like. That's what we like, Cameron. So going back
AFTV stuff. Jesus.
Going back to the left-hand side, Uche. So we're going to get a left back. We have to get a left back because we can't do another season with Robertson and Tsimikas stinking out the place. All respect to Robertson, none to Tsimikas. I'm sorry, mate. Uche, left back. If Kelleher comes in,
very simple, very simple, very, very simple. You get Robertson, package him nicely for one game a week. No more than that. I think you'll be still gonna be great, and I use that word great. And then you go and get yourself the Kelleher, the fella, and then you tell Tsimikas before you knew it that unfortunately you've already been sold and you didn't know about it. Sorry, mate. See you later. Have a good day. That's it. That's literally it. That's all you need to do. Get Kelleher in. I think Robertson can still do a great job. He cannot play more than one a week, and I think he'd be absolutely fine. That would be my ideal scenario. If you want to talk about picture perfect strategy, get Kelleher, get rid of Tsimikas. Kelleher is your first choice. Robertson is your one game a week player, and we are looking even much more stronger than this season. That's what I would do.
I think you should respond to that, please.
About the Kirkes.
Yep.
So for me, I think it made sense if Trent was staying to get a flyer on the left, as Robertson used to be. To have two flyers on both sides, I think, is a recipe for disaster. We've got Van Dijk, who's turning 34 in a couple of months' time. He's not going to be playing every game. As Aki said earlier, we're going to need a centre-back. Heavily linked with Huijsen, who's now gone to Real Madrid, that club. I was going to swear there, but we're not allowed to on here. He's gone to Real Madrid, so we're going to need a centre-back because we haven't got enough cover there.
Kirill?
So, say that again?
Kirill?
He's doing too well at Arsenal.
I'll drive him there for free as well.
He's doing all right, you know.
He's doing too well at Arsenal. He's doing as well as Saliba. Put it that way.
What is your concern about Kirkes? I mean, obviously, he's a young lad, right? I don't think he's like.
Just to answer that question. What's my concern? I don't think he can defend, and I don't want two fullbacks who can't defend. I think
you don't think he can defend?
I think he's a great attacker. I don't rate his defending at all in the slightest.
He's a big threat from set pieces as well, though. I think he scored a few from set pieces. No,
Kirkes,
yeah.
No.
He seemed definitive on his defending. I honestly, I think let's be honest. Let's go back to Robertson when Robertson was signed. Yeah, what did you think then? I mean, playing for Hull City, who was he?
I thought genuinely when I saw Robertson at Hull, I thought he looked a good player. I thought he looked a.
No, I'm saying which bit? Make up defensively or offensively?
Not offensively. I thought defensively. I thought he was a decent player, and he was okay going forward. I didn't think he was as good as he turned out to be.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's why I used him as an example. I thought the same. I thought he was quite solid as a defensive, and then he took his game offensively to a level that I didn't even think was way beyond his capabilities. I'm talking about way out of there. So similarly, maybe Kirk has been given instruction to attack because that's their main point of attack for Bournemouth. And then now, if you have to be defend, I just think sometimes you have to wait to see the player playing for your club. I don't see any problem why Kirkes cannot defend. I've not seen enough of evidence to say he cannot defend. Defending is definitely a lot easier than attacking for a fullback. It just is. And you will not be defending a lot of the time anyway. So this thing that you have with the fullback defending, I find it strange. We're not going to spend more time defending.
A fullback defending, is it?
I would do try on this one personally.
No, but I don't understand because we used to both go games together, watch these games live. We spent a vast majority of our team, our fullbacks were not tasked to defend. If they're actually told to defend, they will defend. They were told to just go up front because it was more dangerous going up front to grid. So why do we have this concern?
I hear you.
4 or 5 clubs. Yeah, we will come back and defend.
In support of Real, it's a concern that is a narrative that's being painted across a number of Liverpool fans that I've heard from. Personally, I think Kirkes is a good signing for Liverpool. If you can get him, what is it looking like? 40 million or 35? That magic. So it's a good figure. He's young and he's good. He's done very well in the Premier League this season, so he's proven in the Premier League. And trust your manager. Like if he brings him in, you've got to trust him. Kirkes is better than Robertson at this stage of his career. Robertson's been a liability for you. Kirkes cannot be as defensively poor as Robertson has been this season.
Yeah, exactly.
Next season is my
Just to pick up on that then, and just before I do that, just mentioning Cameron, yes, as Cameron mentions here, Jerome Hato at Ajax, we've been linked with as well.
No, that's. I was going to say that's a big signing. That's a better signing for me than Kirkes for you guys.
No, send that guy. Send him straight right now. Start sending him to the Emirates. Start sending him there. I don't want to contest.
I know why you're saying that as well.
Take him. No, go. I don't want to. I don't go and join Timber. That's your level. Go there straight away. Start going.
Hey, you'd love Timber. That's right.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even fight you, man. Take him. This is your special player. Take him. He's gone. Give me Kirkes of the week.
What would he bring, Craig?
He got a strong presence. Defensive. He's literally just like Timber, but a left-sided player, a left-footed Timber. He can play in that central role, which you guys will be looking to cover as well from time to time. And he can play a bit more versatility. You know what I mean? Is what you should be looking at.
He's a sensible signing, right?
Yeah, sensible signing and defensive cover is. If you're looking, if you're worried defensively, as I know most Liverpool fans are, he can do that. He can do that defensive stuff. And going forward, he's decent as well.
No,
probably as good as Bradley on your other side.
Mikey.
No,
I'll take him out, man.
Yeah, you want left backs galore. We're not getting on.
We need more left backs, man.
We're not talking about Arsenal. This is the Liverpool rebuild, and we're focusing. Yeah,
Hater would be good for them. I'm telling you,
Hater would be good defensive cover for them. That's how I see it. Kerkez is young, 21. I think Kerkez is. I think he's the ideal signing at the moment. If you're looking on the market,
another question though that poses: is it risky having the two young fullbacks either side? Like no, they have a couple of they have a run of bad games, and it's not looking that great.
How old are ours, man? How old are ours? Just bringing it back to our club for a second. How old are ours?
We're talking about Liverpool. You said.
You said, is it risky having two young fullbacks? You are 18-year-old and I'm 23. Like so.
Yeah, Frimpong is 24.
Is he 24 now? Yeah, so 24 and 21. Kerkez is probably 21 going on 22. You're going to get loads of years out of them. It's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, man, we're building a 16 right now. You guys are here worried about defending. I'm worried about giving some people some serious work, some serious damage. Serious damage.
Just before we move on to start talking about, we'll go back to the goalkeeper. Actually, we've got to talk about.
Cameron you to have the Netherlands squad.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, left back. Uche, you said about why I'm worried about defending. I've been just check our group chat and see how many times you mentioned Robertson in a negative way. That's all.
No, but it's not about defending. You know what? The only problem I have with Robertson, yeah, there were things that he was doing that I wouldn't even call defending. So let's talk about the game that we talk about, right? That Fulham game. There are things that honestly, it actually upsets me because I'm like, I don't understand what level of football where you are told from a left back to try a cross diagonal across your back line pass. Like that there's no way it registers as a football player. So there are things now you're thinking, is there a defect? Is something going on with your mindset? Because that does not figure in. There's no way to teach you that at any level. To try and play a ball from the left back position across your center back to the other right back or whatever he was trying. And he's done a few of those this season, right? Including our last couple of games as well. So these are the kind of things that we shouldn't be thinking, well, that's not really defense. I don't know what that is. That's just giving the ball away in a really dangerous and vulnerable position. That he was not doing that before. Why is he doing that now? Is that on the instruction? I don't think so. I don't know what's wrong with him. So I think you'll get back to being the player he was once a week. Once a week is more than enough of Robertson. Thank you very much. We don't need more than that. I don't need to see him once a week. I genuinely still believe he can do a job as long as it's once a week. And then the other guy can take time to play him. When Kerkez gets in, maybe like by October, November, when everything is now set, then you start seeing Robertson less and less and less. And we'll be fine. Just get this deal done. Then we can move on to the midfield. That's what this thing. You wanted to cover goalkeeper. I don't know why you want to cover goalkeeper.
Only to mention, for those who don't know, is that we've got Mamardashvili coming in this summer. Kelleher will need to leave because he's into the last year of his contract. I checked, he's 26 years old as well. So he's getting on a bit. He'll probably want to get first team football, probably deserves it too. He's been an able deputy for Alisson when he inevitably gets injured for 10 games a season like he has done for the last 3 years. So Kelleher will need to leave. Mamardashvili comes in, but it will be a straight fight between Alisson and Mamardashvili. Alisson's a clear number one as far as I'm concerned. I'm pretty sure that's what the manager thinks as well. So Mamardashvili will have to warm bench and play Carling Cup or whatever it's called these days until Alisson decides to leave. I think Alisson's got 2 years left on his contract after this year. So it might be a long wait for Mamardashvili, but that's up to him. He's
also had periods though where he'd been out for like 10 games. So like I think this season Kelleher got like 20 games. Last season I think Kelleher got like 20 games as well. So I don't think it'll just be Carling Cup that he'll get games in. He'll get games in the league, Champions League. Alisson's been getting injuries at least once a season for a couple of seasons now.
Yep, for sure. He'll get games. But Alisson will be the number one going into next season.
Alisson is the most injury-prone goalkeeper that's ever lived.
Mate.
Yep.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
It really doesn't make sense.
Hamstring injuries, all kind. It's mad, honestly. A goalkeeper. It's the you
Goalkeeper.
barely run, and the guy's getting a hamstring injury at least once a season.
Mad.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's talk about midfield now. So last season we started with that saga of the player who now seems to be going to Arsenal. I don't know what he's going to Arsenal to do, but he's going to Arsenal. Zubimendi. We didn't get him last season. I saw an interview yesterday, of Slot talking about how he decided to put Gravenberch there and why. It was actually an interesting watch, so catch that. I think it was a sports interview. Mikey?
Did he toss a coin?
He basically had no choice. He had no choice. We didn't get the player we wanted. But he said that he wanted Grav to come in early in the summer so that he could take a look at it to see him playing in that sixth position. He played him in preseason games, and that's where he thought, yes, he liked what he saw and thought that's the man for that position. But somebody else has been linked, Uche, this week, just out of the blue. A certain guy plays in Germany for Leverkusen. Frimpong's current teammate.
We've started with Liverpool.
Liverpool have apparently met the father and agent of Wirtz, who apparently is going to cost 150 million euros, and Liverpool want to sign him. What's going on, Uche?
Oh man, you guys are funny, man. This is the kind of stuff that it just Liverpool like to do this. I don't know why we do this. I don't know why we do it. I don't know if we do it for laughs, but I think we genuinely believe we're serious. I don't know why we do these things. I mean, this dude is probably signed up for Bayern Munich the moment he was brought into this world, right? And we're here messing around. We know he's going to end up at Bayern Munich for significantly less money than what we're paying for. And if we're not going to pay that money anyway. So honestly, I don't get it. But in terms of just focus on the player himself, this is an out of this world type of player that you want to sign right now. And you, for many years to come, the guy has everything you could ask for from an attacking midfielder point of view. But honestly, I just cannot see any way, shape, or form that Liverpool end up with this dude playing for Liverpool next season. But if we do, big up to everybody involved in the recruitment. Like, so much respect and love if they do that. I just cannot see it happening. This guy is an absolute top tier midfielder that can change the game in that position. But I just don't see it. So I will only believe it when I hear, here we go, pending medical, that kind of stuff. It's not happening. It's not happening for 150 million.
You're right. It's not happening.
It's not happening. So I don't know what we're doing. I genuinely don't know what we're doing. So anyway.
Why, just anyone can answer this question, any one of you really. But why do you think Liverpool are being so public in meeting the player if they don't think they've got any chance? And the briefing seems to be that Liverpool think that he will join Bayern and stay in Germany. So then why you I don't understand. Does anyone?
It will make some fans happy, won't it?
Yeah, but it won't though. If they don't, we've been through this before. We didn't sign Zubimendi. We didn't sign Caicedo. We didn't sign Lavia. We didn't sign insert player here. So it's not going to make us happy. It's not going to make us happy. Not really.
We're not happy that you tried.
Uche wants us to sign. He's only waiting for here we go. I'm only waiting for here we go. I'm sure Aki's only waiting. I'm not interested in.
It's going to be there you go to Bayern, but
there you go. Exactly. So I don't understand it. If
all right,
you guys.
So
I
need to hear it. Realistically, you're not getting Wirtz. So who is it? Do we have any other idea?
Well,
is it a cover?
De Bruyne's been linked.
No, it's a short answer. I mean, De Bruyne was linked briefly, and what's his name? Salah said cheekily that we've got space for him in an interview this week, which is interesting. In terms of that position specifically, there's the guy at Leipzig, Xavi Simons.
Yeah,
he's been linked a few times.
He's leaving.
I don't rate him. He's apparently he's leaving.
No, confirmed. But it'll be expensive though.
Yeah.
They bought him for 72.
Oh, they bought him. I thought he was on loan.
They bought him for 72 last summer.
Oh wow.
Either last summer or January, they did the transaction.
Who had him before? Was it PSG? Who had him before? PSG.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But it'll be going somewhere.
Yeah. Hopefully not to us. I don't rate him personally.
No, he's good.
But I've not seen him play. I've not seen him
He's
play
okay.
enough.
I think he's okay.
I don't think he's played enough games for me to be putting that kind of money down. I don't know what he's based on.
Not that money.
Yeah, not that money. So again, if you were not going to get hurt, I'm hoping that Verts is a distraction, and we're focused on somebody else. Who that person is, I really don't know. But
who do you want?
Wait. Sorry, you're saying you want us to sign someone, Uche, in that position?
Well, might as well, innit? We're talking about signing.
If you're shopping, you might as well. If you're window shopping, you might as well.
No, because the reason why I say that, because you're in a position of strength, right? So I would like us to get another player who can potentially bench Szoboszlai at games if he carries on not improving.
Uche knew where I was going with this. That's why he's mentioned the name that I was going to mention. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the guy, isn't it? For me, if someone was to ask me any day, I'm like, no matter who you sign, in my opinion, Gravenberch and McAllister are not going to get dislodged. So that always leaves another slot for Curtis Jones / Szoboszlai and another player. Now, would I like to get another player? Absolutely. If that player has to be up there with Szoboszlai in terms of upstanding and being able, I don't want a youngster, someone that's really believes. So Verts, if it's not Verts, I wouldn't actually mind. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. It's not going to happen. But Mikey asked me a question. I wouldn't mind Gibbs White, Rogers. Reason why I don't mind playing.
Why would you say Gibbs White's not going to happen? I think Gibbs White is like one of the key players this summer.
I wouldn't want it to happen. I wouldn't want it to happen because it costs a lot of money, and I just feel like I don't want to play big money.
Is it your money?
Sorry?
Is it your money?
No, it's not my money. I'd rather spend that money on a potential. No, I know we're gonna come back to. I'd rather spend it on a forward.
But listen. This is who you want. It's not. You're not the money man here. This is
So for me, I would say in who I want 100% will be Verts. Let's just get that clear. If you can't get Verts and you really want to
fantasy football, I didn't really mean it.
But if you can't get him and there's a chance, no matter how small, then De Bruyne has to come in there.
Yeah.
If you take De Bruyne out and you then ask me the question again, then I'm genuinely struggling. I'm just going for other players.
I'm surprised
because to me, if you're getting Gibbs or whoever else I mentioned, I genuinely believe, just my opinion, that whoever else comes in is not better than Szoboszlai. But you still need that competition, though. So go ahead and get the competition. But I wouldn't say that is better than Szoboszlai. What's that?
I think Gibbs White is better than Szoboszlai.
I don't think he'll be able to. He's just what was Szoboszlai.
If you're mentioning
in that position, I think he does. I think he betters what Szoboszlai's done.
If you're mentioning Gibbs White, does Eze not come into the equation?
Woo!
We can
bring
you again versatility as well.
All right then. Yes, great.
No one mentions Eze though. You're saying Gibbs White, Rogers. Eze is the top of the tree for me, man.
He is. Yeah. But he's coming to Arsenal, so allow them.
Yeah. I'm happy that they didn't mention him. To be honest,
you'd already. I looked into his history. You'd already rejected him when he was a kid, so. He doesn't.
Get lost.
We've got a space for him. Don't worry, we'll bring him back.
No. He's holding grudges, and rightly so. And anyway, choices between going to Liverpool, champions, going to Arsenal,
going in London.
Oh, like Zubimendi, you mean? Like Zubimendi made the choices.
Fight relegation in Spain, and then comes. Yeah, that's the choice.
Okay, all right.
Great choice. And miss out on a Champions medal. Yeah, great choice. Just to comment, a big thank you to Redbird. Enjoying your show, liked and subscribe. Y'all looking champions. Thank you very much, Redbird. Everyone else, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed already, please do. And back to the chat. So, Uche, we've been linked with Rogers as well. The other mention as well this last week, which I don't really understand, is that we've been linked to Adam Wharton at Crystal Palace. Given where Gravenberch plays, I don't really, unless they're looking to push Gravenberch back into.
I thought you liked this kind of thing. I thought you liked this kind of thing. Why are you trying to?
Kind of thing.
You like this kind of thing, don't you? What are you lying to the public for? These are the kind of people that you like. You like to have everyone has a backup, isn't it? Everybody has a backup just in case.
That's not a backup.
Stored in the fridge somewhere, waiting for somebody else to get injured.
Nah, if we're signing Adam Wharton, it's to start in our midfield. So we're going to be moving.
Start where? To do what? Sorry, start where? Do what?
I'm not the one who created the link. I'm not the one who wants to sign him. I'm just giving you what
let's be realistic here. Yeah, there is a feasibility that you could move Gravenberch again.
Of course, his position was more
forward. I think it'd be more likely we'll move McAllister. McAllister's more of a number 10 than where he is now.
Yeah.
Right,
I wouldn't under any circumstance. I wouldn't want to move Ryan ever again. Ryan's position,
but that's you. That's your circumstance. But guess what?
Because I don't see why you would do it because he's doing it so well. Why would you do it?
Mam's definitely going at you, Craig.
You're definitely taking shots.
That's a fair.
Listen, I'll take him to play left back as well, bro.
Ridiculous.
It's his quality. He's that good. He's that good.
Great.
I'm telling you, I don't see.
Let's be realistic here, guys. Back to Uche's concerns about budget. If you're looking at budget, that forward position is going to be more expensive to fill, and you can push McAllister forward a bit more. You can move Gravenberch forward a bit more. Wharton is going to be a cheaper option. So if you're looking at your magic number, which I see as £35 million, I think that gets Wharton, you know? I'm not going to lie.
I really like him as a player. I think he's unfair for his
he's
career.
Very good.
I don't think he should join because I think he's so good. He should be playing every week. That's just me. I like players like that should be playing every week. I don't want you come in there and then you're just not going to play. That's how I see it. So I'll rather Adam Wharton stays where he is for that reason. But that's again a personal take.
He will be playing. He'll be playing instead of he'll be playing where Gravenberch is currently.
No, he wouldn't be playing because Gravenberch will be playing. So he's not going to be playing.
If we're being linked with Adam Wharton, it's to play. It's not to.
Well, I'm telling you, it's not going to be to play instead of Gravenberch, who actually won you the league. So one player did not win you the league. One player actually won you the league and is currently nominated to be one of the best players in the league right now today, the player of the season. So you're going
to
also if we get midfielder, someone's got to leave because we've got like 6 midfielders for 6 spots, right? You've got Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott.
Harvey Elliott's going.
Harvey Elliott will be the one.
Harvey Elliott's going.
You reckon?
He
counts as a homegrown player for us, though. As does Curtis Jones. So
okay, so you're just going to keep them.
Frimpong is homegrown. So
yeah, Frimpong's homegrown.
No, but he's homegrown in England.
If you sell Elliott,
those guys are homegrown in the club.
Better on your cash sheet.
Yeah, well, no, because we signed him.
No,
we got him from Fulham.
Cameron agrees.
Yeah,
I think it's time for him to leave because he's not playing enough. He should leave. He should go somewhere and get game time. But honestly, I'm with Aki though in terms of I'm actually generally happy with my midfield. But if you're gonna be greedy, go for Verts. If you can't get Verts, then chill, and then we can go to the actual position that I think needs filling. Which is
we're going to come into that. We're going to come to that. Uche, sorry, Mikey, you just said we shouldn't be happy with our midfield.
No, I don't think you should be. I don't think they're going to get any better than they were this season. I think McAllister has performed very well. He's been better than I thought he was going to be for you guys. Gravenberch was a shock to the system for a lot in that holding position this season. Let's see what happens next season. But at the end of the day, Gravenberch likes to get forward. Like you can see it even when he's holding. He likes to get forward. It's natural to him.
Yeah.
So I can see the balance there. I don't think Curtis Jones is good enough for you guys. As a stopgap, okay, yeah, cool. Elliott hasn't been good enough. He's had some games on the right, but he can't even rest Salah because you don't trust Elliott. Elliott has to go for his own sanity and life and career. And isn't good enough for Liverpool anyway as champions. Szoboszlai is underperforming. He's not doing as well as he should be doing in that position. His numbers are not good. Like I was told a certain box-to-box midfielder's numbers were poor. But we need to like.
Let's not go back to
convo, like, because Sobozai, what?
You see, this is the thing, yeah. When people get all defensive,
Here we go.
the numbers don't lie. That's the thing. You can
you know what numbers don't lie. Wait, do you know what numbers don't lie? You know what I saw today? Declan Rice, 9 goals, 10 assists in all comps this season.
Well,
no, this is it. This is the key. See, this is what he's doing. Repeat that again. Thank you. See, there's a reason why he's doing this all comps thing, right? We're talking about a league here, and he's doing all comps. I'm not interested in all comps. Let's stick to the facts about the league, about what this discussion was about. It's about performing in the league. The league is where we're at. 38 games.
It wasn't about the league. It was about how good he is. That's what it was.
No, I know how good he is. I love.
Wait. The conversation happened after he scored the 2 worldy free kicks. It wasn't about the league. That was a Champions League.
Fine, but I'm saying that for somebody who I think
we're going on a tangent here.
Yes, you are. Because
my bad.
You knew what you was doing. It's your fault, Mikey.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Draw it back in. Uche, you're the stat man. Szoboszlai stats for this season in the Premier League.
Yeah,
good or not good? Good or not good?
I think it depends. No, we're not gonna do good or not good. We're not gonna do that here. We're not gonna do that simply. So what we're gonna do here? No, it's
like been underwhelming.
Wait. We're gonna.
He gets a pass though, yeah.
No passes here. We don't do passes. What we're gonna do is gonna say as an attacking midfielder.
Szoboszlai has 5 goals, 7 assists.
Yeah.
Rice has 4 goals, 7 assists in the league.
Yeah. Yes.
And you were cussing off Rice the other day. Now,
no, but wait,
let's see what you got to say about Szoboszlai.
No, but
what's Szoboszlai saying?
No, but I'm not comparing Rice to Szoboszlai though.
Who are you comparing him to?
I never compared them to two.
Wait. You're comparing Rice. You know what you was comparing Rice to? You was comparing him to Gerrard and Lampard. And who are you comparing Szoboszlai to?
Well, wait now. If you ask me a question after
no, Lampard.
I answer you, right? So can I answer? Can I answer?
He's getting impression.
No. Wait. No, it's not for me. For me, no. Declan Rice is up there. So players of the season, those kind of stuff. Yeah. When I put a player in that pedestal, I have to say that the stats were not matching his status in the game. That's how high I rate Declan Rice. Now, Szoboszlai is a developing player, right? So you have to compare him accordingly. Is there good stuff? What you're trying to tell me is I've looked at this in detail, and when it comes to attacking midfielders, everybody that's ahead of
developing player. What?
No, wait.
Anybody
that's ahead of China. He's going into darkness.
Aki, blink.
Sorry. What happened there?
Anybody that's
what did you guys do?
Didn't do anything. You can do yourself.
I swear. But anyway, what I was going to say was, you guys were saying Rice is world class.
Go on, Naki. Uche was still talking.
Well, you guys were saying Rice is world class. Huh?
Go on, Naki. Go.
I was just saying that you guys were saying Rice is world class. That's the reason why it's not a fair comparison. No one here is saying Zobo is world class.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And Uche,
thanks for that. Your contribution was greatly received, you mug.
So, like I was trying to say to Mikey, right?
Uche,
what I was trying to say is, right, when we look at the assists today, recorded by actual assists, I don't think he's that far off, right? And the players that are ahead of him are as follows. Obviously, Mo Salah is way out there, So you start looking at someone like Murphy. He plays an attacking midfielder. Elanga plays an attacking midfielder. Rodgers, Saka, Damsgaard, right? The only player that actually breaks that mold is Robinson at Fulham, right? Then you have Fernandes. Once you start going down that route, all of a sudden you've got players. He's not off that list at all. I still think he can improve. Don't forget. I'm not saying he's up there. I'm not putting him at the highest level, by the way. I am telling you, when you now look at it, everybody's ahead of him are further closer to goal. This dude, where he plays, he's been asked to defend a lot more than attacking. And I still think he's got a lot to improve. So I'm not overpraising him here. I'm putting him just about right. But what you guys try to do is make out like he's poor. He's not poor. He's just not that high enough. That's all.
Listen, all I'm saying is that you came here and you tried to tear down Declan Rice.
No, I didn't. I'm
just presenting a case to you.
You did.
In terms of Szoboszlai having Let me just look at my stats. 7 goals, 9 assists in all comps.
Yeah.
So he's got less.
I'm not comparing him to Rice.
Wait, can I just? He's got less output than Declan Rice.
Correct.
In all comps.
Yes.
I don't think that should be the case.
No, but wait. But wait. Let me answer your question first. Let me do. I'm putting right now. Someone asked me, and he will be there, by the way. Not just my opinion, but the opinion of the people that vote. The UEFA Player of the Season. I expect Declan Rice to be there. That's the kind of level I'm talking about. Declan Rice. There is no scenario where Szoboszlai makes that list, just to be fundamentally clear. That's why I said stop doing this where you're thinking I'm dissing Rice. I'm saying for Rice at that stature where he is, where he would be, I expect better. I would expect more. That's all I was trying to say. So sorry if I didn't make that clearer. That would have been bad on my part, but that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Yes, your
so
bad.
back to Szoboszlai's poor numbers in your team and the likelihood of him being replaced then, because Cameron's telling us about his pressing.
Big time.
Does that substitute for his poor numbers?
No, for
absolutely.
Me.
But what? He can't go on forever. Like anything in life, he can't go on forever. But if you're telling me why that dude starts more game than not, it's absolutely to do with the fact that he presses much better than any other personnel in that team. That's why if you get a Wirtz, for example, there's nothing to talk about.
I don't think it's pressing though. It's running. It's running. He's not even that.
Yeah,
great
but whatever you want to put it,
he runs around like a dog.
When you gotta get a player that's clearly better in all the other departments, there's no competition. So if you're getting a Wirtz tomorrow or you're getting a Kevin De Bruyne, there's nothing to talk about. That's all I'm trying to say. But if you get a player that's all out there, they might still go back to this guy because he gives you a lot more defensively. And I still think he's got a lot more to improve. For example, a player who I thought was already up there, and I don't want to, start berating Arsenal players, but you guys I'm not happy with him this season. Odegaard.
You don't want to break them.
Guys,
no, I don't want to.
Listen, I made you guys turn left. Uche's approached a roundabout, and he's not gone back. He's going right. This is in the pathway that we're on. This is the Liverpool rebuild. We can get rid of Odegaard another day.
Yes. You can get rid of him. Is that what you're saying, Mikey? Okay, let's not go into it.
I'm just saying take the captain from him.
Okay, so guys watching future episode, we're going to do Arsenal and who they're going to be signing. Mikey's nailed he's mastered to the cloth, and he's going to get rid of Odegaard. So let's see.
I'm not going to get rid of him. He needs competition so he can sit on a bench. That's what needs to happen. Players can't just play for playing.
Your captain can sit on the bench.
He comes off every game anyway. Hey, Cameron, see? This is the banter thing. This is our captain causing banter.
Anyway, let's get back on track. So just before we move on to talk about the number 9, the big guy up front, let me just give my 2 pennies worth in terms of Szoboszlai. Uche knows what I feel about this. And it's along the lines of what Mikey's saying is that I don't think he does enough. The running around, the pressing, I don't think it can substitute for what he should be doing in that position. Clearly, the manager thinks the same, hence the Wirtz links. Hopefully, either Szoboszlai steps up or we get someone in that can do better than what he's done to give him competition to push him forward. But I think my biggest problem with Szoboszlai is that he passes the buck way too much when he's in good positions.
When he's through on goal.
Through on goal, he'll start looking to who can I pass to? Who can I pass to? Whenever there is Mo Salah in his eye line, in any situation, he's passing the ball to Mo Salah. Even when he's got a clear shot on goal, or when he's the better opportunity is to shoot or to pass to someone else, he's passing to Mo Salah. He's not taking enough responsibility for me. That's why he's been irritating me, especially second half of the season. But going back to what Uche said, I actually think he's got the attributes to get better. His stats this season are not terrible. They just should be better. And he may be able to improve. I think it's a mentality thing more than a talent thing. Whether or not he'll do that is another story. But what isn't another story is the fact that we need a centre forward. Nunez has burnt my head out. I don't want to see that guy again next season. I can't wait for the guy to leave. We have been
like that. What is going on?
Crazy. You know what I mean?
He's just delivered
you have just benched your captain. You're Captain Odegaard, so let's
He's
not.
playing poor.
He's
Huh?
crazy.
Only when he's playing poor.
Okay. Well, Nunez. When does Nunez play well? He doesn't play good, so there's nothing
We're
for
the
him to do.
champions. Come on.
Anyway, so we need a striker. We have been linked with a fair few over the last few months. We've spoken briefly about them on the pod before, but I'll just reel out some names for you just so you know who we're talking about. So there was a brief link for about a week, and it's gone quiet again on Osimhen. I told you about my sources, where I got that from. Highly regarded sources. Sesko, Gyökeres, Ekitike are the three names that have been mentioned the strongest. And there's been a side mention. We're not getting who? Gyökeres.
Yeah, you're not getting him. He's coming to
I
Arsenal.
actually don't want him, but anyway, Alvarez.
It's gonna happen.
Alvarez, there's been a brief link to as well. Alvarez, Atletico, ex Man City. Uche, Aki. I'll start with you, Aki. Who do you want to replace Nunez and Jota, who's fallen off, as our centre forward next season?
I think we should go all out for Isaac personally. He's the number one. He's tried and tested in the Premier League. I think he's been getting better season after season. The other players on that list don't really do it to me, to be honest with you. We could have another Nunez in our hand with some of those players. This player that Mikey thinks Arsenal's getting, he was banging it in for Coventry. I mean, who's Coventry? They're League One Championship.
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah, but he went to Portugal. This is the same league that Nunez was banging in.
And for 2 seasons, the number.
Anyway, he's going to Man U. Anyway, he's going to Man U. But
I can confirm he's going to be coming to Arsenal. Just so you know.
For me personally, I think we should be paying for the number 9 position. We need to be spending a bit more.
Who do you want, man? Come on,
Isaac. I said that. Isaac.
Right. Next, you're not getting him. Are we going to discuss Isak? It's Isak, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Isaac.
Are we going to discuss Isaac? I don't really think it's worth it, to be honest, because I don't think he's leaving. That would be my preference.
Well, that was the question, though.
You want a player?
Rephrase the question, then. Do you want to rephrase the question? Because your question was, who do you want on your number 9? It wasn't like who you realistically going to get as your number 9. Huh?
No, you're not listening.
Okay.
No, you're not listening.
We're saying that the money is too much and that he isn't available enough.
Well, if we're bidding 150 million for Verts, I think we're going to bid 150 million for Isaac.
Verts is an injury prone.
That probably still doesn't guarantee it. Isaac either.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Isaac is Aki's choice, but I don't think it's particularly realistic. Uche, what are you saying?
I'm struggling with this one. So personally, I would go. I'm with everyone on. There's no one that stands out, so it doesn't make sense that Osimhen is available. It doesn't make sense to me. To Osimhen to be available. Who's that?
He was in your team of the season. Your guy up front, Chris Wood, man.
Who's that? Chris Wood. Chris Woody, yeah.
No.
All right. Okay. You're on the bands. You're on the bands thing, yeah. Okay, no worries. No, he can't be. Chris Wood can't keep up with our pace of our game, Mark. Stop it.
Okay.
I think for me, if you really wanted it, I don't know why you wanted number 9 per se. So maybe we change this a little bit and not go for a proper number 9. But for me, Osimhen stands out. Osimhen stands out as the player you have to go and get. You just have to go and get him. That's it. The end. There's nobody. He's costing too much. So I'll go for Osimhen. Honestly, if I can't get Osimhen, I would change it and I'll go really cheap and I'll go for that Jonathan David on a free transfer.
Oh God, no! I think that's who we might end up with. But
what about João Pedro?
No, I don't like that.
No, you don't like him.
Nah, I don't like it.
I did, but then I heard a stat that I think half of his goals last season and half this season are penalties.
A lot of penalties.
Yeah, his open play stats are not great.
Yeah.
At one point, I did look at him and think, yeah, that's the guy. But yeah.
What is going on with this guy?
He's in it for attention.
There's nobody I can see based on the either the top 5, top 6, top 7 league that I can see scoring goals, that stands out for me enough to spend kind of money that I would say this is your answer. So for me, give me Osimhen. If you can't give me Osimhen and you don't get Jonathan David, then you have to go with a sort of false 9 sort of answer. I don't think there's anyone else left. That's why we're struggling, guys. That's why we can't come up with names. We're all struggling because who is it?
Then Ro, who's closest link to you? You know who it is.
I don't actually. Ekitike was for a period. Gyökeres has been tenuous, not really been linked to us. Sesko has been, but not so much recently. So I don't think it's. I pray it's not Sesko. I don't think it will be, given the what's happened with Nunez. I just don't. Maybe it's because I don't want it to happen, so I'm trying to convince myself. But given what's happened with Nunez, I can't see us doing an Ekitike or Sesko signing, because I just think, again, it's just too much pressure on somebody who hasn't got enough pedigree behind them to back it up, basically. And that's what happened with Nunez. He had one great season, but literally that was it. The season before, I think he scored 9 goals or something like that. Ekitike has had a breakout season this season. He hasn't scored much last season.
Doesn't look good.
Sesko, he's just a mid. I just don't rate
the
guy.
People are raving about.
I'm more likely to go for Openda than frigging Sesko. I'll tell you that one. I'm more likely to go for his strike partner.
Openda's not going nowhere.
Openda costs you a lot of money, man.
but I can see
these guys are not going to excite me. Honestly, if you told me like we sign Sesko tomorrow or Pender or these guys, none of them. If you're not going to give me Osimhen or Isak, forget this. Just go with another player. I'll put them in the same bracket. Let's just have it go.
You want Isak as well?
Who, me?
It's not my money, is it? If you make it happen, let's go. Make it happen. Let's go.
When he was putting Isak forward.
No, because I don't think it's realistic. If you bring him, the game, the league is over. Because the league is over.
Why? He doesn't play all the games.
Well, he's done, isn't it? It's done. You've taken it from one of your rivals. Isak.
Newcastle's a rival.
No, I think one of the guys going for the top 5. You know what I'm saying? So you got him, right? And we're going to face Arsenal. We got Isak up front with Mo Salah, with Luis Diaz on the wing. There's trouble, man. There's trouble for everybody. Serious issue. Even you don't want that. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. So
no, it doesn't work.
Okay. Here's a question for you and Mikey and CT. Which one of those, as a hater, would you not want us to sign out of the ones listed?
Would I not? I want Gyökeres, so I don't want you signing him.
Okay. So you'd be worried if we signed him?
Yeah, I think the guy's going to be destructive. Whoever he goes to, he's going to bang a large number of goals.
I'm not sure. But you saw that stat I posted.
Sure? Have you seen his numbers?
I've seen his numbers. I've seen his numbers, and they are good numbers, but there's always the Portuguese league. Does it translate bit to it? And having been stung as recently as Nunez, that's partly
that was one season, as you said.
That's partly why. But you saw that stat I posted about his goals splits between headers, left foot and right foot, and I think he scored 1 header out of however many goals.
I don't mind.
But it's a league where
scoring 100 goals, I don't care where they come from.
It's a league where heading the ball is a big deal. So I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. He may well hit the ground running and just replicate what he's done. I'm not convinced that will happen. But out of that list, personally, it'll be Isak or Osimhen for me. Otherwise, the rest of them, I'm not infused with at all. One thing I will say, though, Uche and anyone else, is the Wirtz link. Do you think we're going possibly a false 9 option up front?
Yeah, I think so. Well, it wouldn't be Wirtz, though. Surely he's
not coming to you.
It's not going to be Wirtz.
The idea behind that type of player.
The concept
of that player, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll weigh towards it. If you're gonna pay that kind of big money, you're gonna do something pretty different to the norm. But right
Aki,
now, I don't see any 9x9 that's killing it.
Aki, Cameron's got a comment for you, Aki. Is that the reason why? Yeah, is that the reason why? Okay. All right, we've been through the whole team. Some signings that we'd like to make, left back, right back for sure. There's a bit of a debate about midfield. We're not sure about that, but centre forward / false nine / whatever, attacking centre forward. We're not really sure either. Isaac, Osimhen, please. Edwards, please make that happen. I'm not sure it will. Thanks to everyone.
Way, not Edwards.
Okay.
Hughes. He's our sporting director.
Yeah, and Edwards is his boss, so he's not gonna choose by himself, is he? He's
Edwards
not gonna choose by
who does our transfers, Hughes or Edwards?
I would say both of them, to be honest with you.
No, come on, man.
Hughes does the front man negotiation.
Hughes is our sporting director.
Aki, I don't even know why you're trying this. You know it's a team. You know it is, and you know
it's not. Edwards is Liverpool. Edwards is tasked with bringing in two other football clubs to the FSG umbrella,
and he's not involved in transfers whatsoever.
Richard Hughes' simple task is to be a sporting director of Liverpool Football Club.
Yes,
what's Martin Edwards' title? Tell me that, please.
You tell me. What is it?
No, I'm asking you the question.
And I'm asking you, tell me what it is.
You don't know. You don't know.
Nobody knows. Who's Martin Edwards? Martin Edwards. Let's go.
He's director of football operations for FSG.
Who's his boss? Who does he report to?
To the shareholders of FSG.
Yeah. Who's the shareholders? And he takes the decisions on who we sign by himself, does he?
No, what I'm saying is that Richard Hughes has more responsibility over signings than Martin Edwards. You're thinking about the flex from about 5 years ago when Martin Edwards was our sporting director.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this setup right now.
You just can't admit you're wrong. Just admit you're wrong. Just say you're wrong. That's it. We move on.
You wouldn't even thought these guys won the league. You're always arguing.
And we move on.
Boys, listen,
you just won the league, guys.
I understand.
And apologize in the next show. The
season end was dramatic. Okay, I understand.
Crazy.
But it doesn't mean that you need to argue about this. All right.
Now we're just creating beef from nothing. What's going on, guys?
I had to correct him. He gave our audience incorrect information.
Edwards in here. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back next week, live show. Probably be doing Arsenal, might be doing someone else, but do join us. Subscribe. Yes, do like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all those who got involved in the comments. We really enjoyed some of those. And keep commenting on the video for anyone else who hasn't commented on the show. And like, comment, and subscribe. And also follow us on socials and get involved on that as well. So we shall see you next week. Peace out. Ooh.